This is a 16 News Now update.
We start with this breaking news update this morning. The National Weather Service has officially announced that tornado that touched down earlier this week in Three Rivers was an EF2.
Yeah, just to give you some perspective here, you know a football field is 100 yards, right? Well, the width of this thing was 7 football fields, which explains why we're seeing all this damage here.
The tornado touched down near Lewis Lake. It traveled east to the north side of Three Rivers. We want to send things over to First Alert meteorologist Andrew Whitmire now. Andrew, why did they end up rating this tornado an EF2?
And it was all due to, again, your photos and videos that we continue to get in here to First Alert to weather. The National Weather Service, they were up there Wednesday afternoon surveying this area. It was on the ground for about 14 minutes. We started our First Alert to weather coverage on the air on 16 News Now, started at 8:01 a.m. on Tuesday. We gave about a 15-minute lead time before the tornado was reportedly on the ground just east of Marcellus, and then it ended its path on the northern side there of downtown Three Rivers at 8:33 in the morning of Tuesday. Peak wind of 115 miles per hour, traveled just shy of 8.5 miles. And at times, again, that maximum width was nearly 7 football fields in diameter. Thankfully, though, no deaths and no injuries. And on the scale of tornadoes here, from EF0 being a very low wind tornado to a catastrophic EF5, this panned out almost right in the middle here at about an EF2 tornado with, again, max winds from that storm at 115 miles per hour. And just looking all the way up to 2021 across northwestern portions of St. Joseph County here, the last time that they had a tornado on the northwest portion of the county, you have to go back nearly a decade ago, 2011. As well as 2001. Forecast for today, no active weather, lots of sunshine out there with just a few clouds around. Crisp morning in the 50s, headed for the 80s for the afternoon. The weekend, though, it's going to resemble more of a September feel than an August feel. We'll explain coming up.
Thank you, Andrew. New details: a car crashed into the South Bend Clinic on Eddy Street. This all happened yesterday afternoon. Witnesses say a man who had been in the clinic left the building, got into his car, but then promptly plowed into a west-facing window. He was taken to the hospital. First responders didn't give any more information, and once we learn more, we'll bring it to you on the air and online.
Happening today, the South Bend Redevelopment Commission will decide on up to $500,000 of funding for a new flight carrier coming to the South Bend International Airport. Breeze Airways announced yesterday it plans to provide twice-a-week service between South Bend and Orlando starting November 7th. Service between South Bend and Fort Myers will follow in February. It will be the 5th carrier to establish operations in South Bend.
It's a relatively new airline. We are 3 years old, which the great thing about that is that all of our aircraft are brand new. We have a fleet of all Airbus A220 aircraft, and again, brand new and sparkly clean and comfortable.
Additional improvements include a new ticket counter, passenger processing equipment, and an updated baggage belt.
Well, happening tonight, you can learn more and share your thoughts on a plan for the Benham neighborhood in Elkhart. You can see here on your screen the area considered part of the Benham neighborhood. The city of Elkhart will share a presentation on the neighborhood plans tonight at 6:30 at the Tolson Center, followed by a Q&A panel discussion.
Plan is the vision, and now it's time to start talking about implementation and how do we make sure that as we do this work, it's not another example of something being done to a community. Right. It's about the community seeing itself and envisioning and making happen what it wants to be.
You can find the link to the full and summary report based on months of research and public meetings. It's on our website. Just click on this story.
Back here at home, happening today, do you have any interest in becoming a firefighter? You can join the Mishawaka Fire Department for the first ever hiring seminar. The event is at 7 tonight at Mishawaka Fire Station 4. You can see the address at the bottom of your screen here. It is certainly an opportunity to learn more about requirements and certifications before the hiring process opens up in January.
There is nothing that I would want to talk about more than the culture we have here. We are a very forward-thinking, innovative department. The guys that are here love coming to work every day, which is the best feeling in the world as a supervisor. I mean, we do things the right way. We take a lot of pride in what we do. We want to keep adding to that workforce.
The seminar will go over every step of the hiring process from testing to the interview. You can RSVP at the link on our website, WNDU.com. Just click on this story. Andrew.
Comfort index for today, we again rinse and repeat this forecast. 10 out of 10, a bright start to the day with just a few clouds around as expected. Just like yesterday's weather, we're going to do it all over again for today. High temperatures into the lower 80s and low dew points again. Sky, temps, and wind all getting a 10 out of 10. A perfect day here in the weather department. And recess, anything outdoors today. It's going to be great weather to do just about anything. Again, a cool morning into the 50s, warm to the 60s as early as 9 a.m. By the lunchtime frame, back into the 70s. And into the afternoon, we climb up to around 80, 82 degrees, again with just a few clouds around. Treat for today, unlike yesterday where we had a little bit of a breeze, we calmed the wind down, but our wind will pick back up Friday afternoon into Saturday. Northwest wind here at times could have some gusts around 20, 25 miles per hour, and that's going to usher in even cooler high temperatures for this upcoming weekend. Hour by hour with first alert weather for you to track. We are watching a cold front up to our north and west. That's going to slide in here during the overnight hours. Here we are paused at 1 a.m. Maybe a stray sprinkle, but nothing that's going to suggest that you need to bring in those chair cushions overnight. Go ahead and leave those outside. Fall-like weather returns once we head into Friday. Friday morning, it's going to feel a little bit warmer than today with temperatures in the low 60s, but by the afternoon, we're really not going to warm up much out there. In fact, we're only going to be looking at high temperatures for Friday into Saturday into the 70s. All right, here's how we break down our forecast. 82 degrees for today. Friday, right on into Saturday. Going to resemble more of September, early September weather than mid-August weather with high temperatures all the way down into the 70s. First alert 10-day forecast, normal high 82 degrees. We're going to be right on par with that for today. And then check out the weekend. Great camping weather, great bonfire weather in the evening hours for the weekend ahead with overnight lows in the 50s. And then our next chance to get back at or above average, we'll have to wait until sometime mid to late next week.
Andrew, thank you. Hey, happening tonight in South Bend, you can remember the life of a young South Bend man. 20-year-old Isaiah Walton Davis was shot and killed in the 3600 block of Sample Street last Tuesday. The on-site prayer ministry will remember his life with a prayer vigil tonight at 5:30 at the corner of West Sample and Kenmore Streets. Now, as reported earlier this week, 18-year-old Sidron Odinsky is charged with Walton Davis's murder. He entered a preliminary plea of not guilty, but he is due back in court for an initial hearing on August 30th.
Happening now. If you are planning an end of summer beach trip, then listen up, because multiple beaches in Berrien County remain closed. It's all because of dangerous levels of E. coli bacteria in the water. The impacted beaches that are not allowing swimming are Jean Clark Park and Rocky Gap County Park. Warren Dunes and Waco Beach are both open again, but still with contamination advisories. The beach closures have led to considerable disappointment. We're going to keep you posted on how these conditions are doing.
All right, new details. The 40th annual Osceola Music Festival officially kicks off tomorrow, and it all wouldn't come together without football players. Let me explain. Over 100 Penn Kingsman football players helped with setting up 10 stages and more. It is a tradition that has been passed down from team to team over the past 2 decades. And how about this? It originally started as a form of punishment 29 years ago, but it ultimately turned into true Kingsman pride. It's especially important for their new head football coach.
I think it's a great tradition. Definitely want to keep it going. It's a great opportunity to give back. I think it's good for our kids to come out here and just, give back to the community, in which case, that we're a part of. I mean, we're, 5 minutes down the road, a lot of opportunities to do things out here, but I also think it's a good opportunity to do things in the area in which you are. So definitely want to keep that going.
The Osceola Music Festival kicks off this Friday with thousands expected to attend throughout the 3-day event. And by the way, it's free.
Now to the Olympics, a big win for Michiana. Our very own Sarah Hildebrandt of Granger won the gold medal in her women's freestyle wrestling weight class.
It is so cool. And to show these people that we didn't forget about them, that they're giving back to us and they're putting us on the map. Sarah from Granger, Penn High School, the South Bend, Mishawaka area. It's nice to hear us on the news.
Congratulations to Sarah. This is her first gold and second Olympic medal in her career. You can watch Elkhart's Annie Drews along with the women's volleyball team, and that game is happening today. George and Melissa will be back with more news and First Alert weather later today.